In this video, I'm going over the exact system that helps accounting businesses save over 40 plus hours per month talking with leads, holding the same conversations, answering the same 7 questions over and over again. This system not only saves them a lot of time, but also makes them more money because the system is running 24/7 and books qualified appointments inside of their calendar. So to help you out today, I'm going to show you a live demo. Second, we are going over the tech, the software and the prompts. And third, I'm going to give you a cost breakdown. So basically you can then decide if this is the smartest hire you will make in 2025. And throughout the video, you will see the prompts, the templates. So be sure to watch everything until the end. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. My name is Mark. I help businesses all over the world save tens of thousands of dollars per year using AI. So if you'd like to explore how we can do something similar for your business, you can use the first link down below to book a free AI consultation call. I'm limiting the spots to only 3 people per video. So I hope to see you there. And now let's hop into the live demo.
From ABC Accounting. How can I help you today?
Hey, I would like to book an appointment.
That's something we can definitely help you with. I'm just the receptionist, but I can set you up for a free phone consultation with one of our accounting experts. Would you like to schedule that call?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Before I book you in, I just need to ask you a couple of quick questions to help our expert prepare. Can I start with your first name, and could you please spell it out for me?
Yeah, sure. My first name is Mark, M-A-R-C.
Thanks, Mark. Can you tell me a bit more about what you need assistance with?
Just general accounting services.
Thanks for sharing that. Do you own a business, Mark?
Yeah, I do.
All right, what industry is your business in?
It's in AI.
Thanks, Mark. I'll check for available times on our calendar. Just a sec. Mark, the first 2 available times for a free phone consultation are Tuesday, July 8th at 2 p.m. or Tuesday, July 8th at 3:15 p.m. Central Time. Which of those works best for you?
Let's go for the first option, actually.
Great. Your appointment is booked for Tuesday, July 8th at 2 p.m. Central Time. Could you please check your messages and confirm that you received the confirmation SMS?
Okay, that's fine. So as you could see in the background, while my face was rudely interrupting the workflow, it goes like this. So first of all, it goes down here to check for available times, and it'll give back like 10 available times and only say 2. After the lead has said, okay, this time is fine, or I want another time, then it gives back more available times until the lead books an appointment. But if the lead selects a time, it will go down here, check if the lead is inside of the CRM. After that, it will book an appointment right here. In this case, it booked the appointment, and it will say, great, your appointment has been booked. And of course, we also have a fail-safe. So when the appointment has not been booked, it will give out more available times. So for example, you're an accounting firm and there are like multiple calls happening at the same time trying to book appointments. Then sometimes it overlaps and you need to feel safe. Okay, so right here I have mapped out the exact system that we use not only for accounting businesses, I use this for my own business and also for other businesses. It is heavily focused on marketing. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the system that we use, and then we will continue with the technical sides. So right here, everything of course starts with new leads. This can be through various sources: Google Ads, Facebook Ads, LinkedIn, inbound calls, outbound calls, and anything in between. And so here you can see multiple options. So what you just heard was an AI voice agent that's part of the system. And this AI voice agent can answer questions, it can qualify leads, book appointments, and do many more things based on what you need. So that's the first piece of the puzzle. Then, depending on if you do Google ads, Facebook ads, or anything in between, you would have a form. And if that form is filled out, people would receive emails, SMS messages, voicemail drops, AI calls, outbound AI calls in this case, and possibly more. It depends on what you need, of course. So right here, you will see one scenario. So, for example, someone filled out a Facebook form, then they will receive a intro email and the first outbound AI call. Obviously, this can be completely custom to whatever you want, but this is just how I do it, or not really, but it's not as rigorous, but it's really similar. My lead nurture is always super rigorous. I try to get the lead to book an appointment the same day, and have multiple things happening at the same time. Basically hit them on all channels. But right here, an email and a AI outbound call, then it will wait 1 hour. So if they didn't pick up or didn't respond, it will do the same in 1 hour, and then do it for a couple days, 2 times per day, so on and so on. And eventually, if they don't pick up any calls or don't respond to any messages, they'll just get added to long-term nurture. So basically, that means after 2 months, half a year, depending on how many leads you get, they will just get reactivated again with more AI calls, emails, etc., trying to get them to book an appointment. And also, what we have in the system, which I will not show today, because this video I will only show the AI voice agent, otherwise it will just take way too long. But we have a SMS automation. So obviously, when they fill out the Facebook form, they will get a SMS message, basically a hooky opening line, trying to get them to respond. If they respond, an AI will basically chat with them and try to get them to book an appointment through SMS or do an outbound call with the AI, actually. And if they don't respond, they will only get one message because we don't want to spam them on SMS. And basically, the AI here will try to qualify them. If they are not qualified, basically they will be disqualified. For accountants specifically, this can be... So some accountants only want to work with businesses, or they only want to work with certain types of individuals making X amount of revenue per year. For example, the disqualifier can be if people make less than $100,000 per year, then I don't want to speak to them, which sounds really cold, but that's what accounting businesses want. So the AI is basically programmed to send a booking link. If they didn't book, they will get added to basically lead nurture, more AI calls, more emails, etc. You know the drill by now. Okay, and so what does happen when they do book a call? When they book a call, what we usually do, or what I do with my clients, is have them send a automated VSL, basically a short video explaining who they are and what they do. So that helps increase the show-up rates on those calls, and also just sends them a confirmation and also some reminders. Okay, and so what happens if they don't show up? If they don't show up, they will get SMS messages and emails basically to encourage them to book a call again. Basically reschedule. Also possibly AI calls. It just depends on your use case. For this video, this isn't really important. Yeah, I'm going to skip this for now. But that is kind of a high-level overview of the system for accountants. And now we're going over the tech side, the prompts, the templates, everything. And I probably should have mentioned it sooner, but in this for the tech stack, the software we are using is Retail AI, which is a AI voice agent platform where you can build AI voice agents. Make, basically the connection to take actions, so the AI can take actions in a CRM. And in this video, we are going to use Go High Level, which I've labeled or white labeled under my own brand called Loopix. But of course, the principles in this video apply for any CRM, any voice agent platform, and any connection platform like right now Make or NA10. Okay, so first we'll go over the actual prompts. These prompts will be in the description below, as will the templates be. In the demo, the live demo, you saw the inbound agent. I'm not going to do a demo of the outbound agent, but you'll get an idea if I explain what it does. I encourage you to watch a tutorial on retail to know what does functions mean, what does knowledge base mean, what does any of these things mean. But in this video, I'm going only over the prompt and how to make it sound good, essentially. So the first message, you can edit down here. And in this case, it's, hello, this is Grace from ABC Accounting. How can I help you today? And leads can respond any way you want, but this prompt has a goal. And basically the goal is to see if they are eligible for a filing, basically to book an appointment. So it doesn't matter what they respond. It will try to get them to book an appointment and see if they're qualified. Okay, so you can change anything in this prompt however you want to your circumstances. For this agent, we're using GPT 4.1 as the LLM and Chloe as the voice. The voice you can change by clicking on the drop-down menu right here and going through here and just selecting one that you really like. Okay, so I'm going over the steps mainly. So it'll open with a warm welcome that invites the caller to share what brought them here, which basically is this question: how can I help you today? And then they basically reveal their needs, or they don't reveal their needs. If they don't, it will ask basically again what their needs are. In the second part of the prompt, or the second step, it will offer a free phone consultation with one of our experts. People can say yes or no. If yes, it will say to the caller, as you heard, if the AI can ask a few questions. If yes, it will continue. If no, it'll try to objection handle. If they say no to this free phone consultation, it'll inform the caller the free phone consultation is the next step for working with us. So if they kind of say something, say some gibberish, it will try to explain further why this is necessary. And so next step is the qualification questions. In this case, I've kept it relatively simple. I haven't added any specific qualifications, but you can obviously do that yourself. So, but basically, ask, do you own a business? If no, then inform the caller that they aren't qualified, etc., etc., or annual income or something else. But here it will ask the first name. Ask again if they haven't already answered it in detail. It will re-ask it. Basically, get more information. So the description, right? And obviously here, do you own a business? Yes, no. And then here, in this section, you will need to keep this exactly the same for the workflow I have right here, which is the appointment details, as I talked about before. It will look for available times. After the lead agreed, it will book the appointments. As simple as that. And after that, we have a confirmation message. In short, it will ask the lead to look at their phone and see if they got a message from the AI with an SMS, basically saying, oh, yes, no, maybe. Yes means they can essentially put the appointment inside of their calendar. Okay, and then last questions. After the booking has been confirmed, ask if the user has any questions for the time being. This will essentially fill up or help fill up the summary with any questions that are there. So the accountant knows, okay, the questions will go along the lines of XYZ. Okay, I'm not going over the sample dialogue rules or communication style, but these help ensure that the conversation goes smooth. Okay, for the outbound, if I scroll up, it's relatively the same, but instead of it being, oh, how can I help you? It will basically introduce the business and try to ask some questions. The same scenario, but different wording. And like their reason, of course, for this form submission in here, basically for the inbound call, that would be the reason they are calling. Okay, then we have qualifying questions, and then the same scenario happens again with booking, and the rules and everything else is the same. Okay, now we move on to make. We have two scenarios. You have already seen this one, but we have also another one, which is this. And this is for tracking purposes, pipeline management. So in the CRM, which you will see in just a sec, we can differentiate the leads between different options. In this case, I have given it a standard set of options. So we have incoming call, hot leads, appointment booked, not qualified, not interested. Obviously, you can change this to whatever you want, and also change this inside of the workflow in Go High Level, which you will again see in just a sec. But for this video, I've kept it relatively simple. It's just a option right here with a description, right? So not qualified, not interested. They will not get called again because they're just lost leads, essentially. Appointment booked, they will get removed from lead nurture. Again, they will not get called again by the lead nurture workflow. If there are hot leads or a incoming call, they do get called more and more, or get called by the AI agent, get email messages, SMS messages. And also, if they are a hot lead, which you'll also see in the Go workflow, they will, in Go it will create a task for the accountant or CPA to call the lead themselves, because a hot lead is really important, and you don't, if you are calling yourself as the CPA, it will be way better than AI doing it. But basically, hot leads means they were interested in the appointment or booking the appointment, but they ended up not booking the appointment for some reason. Okay, and here we send. So the HTTP module is basically a module that sends information to the CRM, in this case Go High Level. And we have the pipeline, the summary, the recording, customer number, and first name. Result basically means the pipeline option. In this case, the last call I did was an incoming call. I just hung up the phone and nothing of significance happened. Okay. So those were the workflows. There are a couple things you need to take account for. And one of those is that you need information. So in the CRM, you have your calendar IDs, the location ID, and the API key, which I probably shouldn't reveal on this video, but I'll delete it after. But and I will show you how to collect them and fill them in. And that's like literally the only thing you'll need to change in this workflow. Change out to calendar ID, location ID, and API key. And also, depending on the time zone you're in, you need to change in every single OpenAI module, the ChatGPT module, the time zone. So I live in Amsterdam, So my time zone is +02, I believe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, +02. But if you are in America, for example, New York, I'm not sure what the exact number is, but you'll need to change this to, instead of 0.2, 0.9, 0.10, or 10, or 11, or something similar. Or Australia minus something. And you have to do that in every single ChatGPT module. So be sure to check that out. I'm not going to go in depth for this video on this template, but I'm sure in future videos I'm going more in depth about this template. So that's everything for those templates in Make that we're using in this scenario. Of course, it can be customized to whatever you want. For example, some CPAs work in multiple time zones, so you will have to account for that as well. Okay, so now let's go to Go High Level. And also, if you don't know what Go High Level is, it's just a CRM that is really, really good for lead management, lead nurture, and just a general really good CRM. So in here, I'm not going over all the options inside of Go High Level, because that will just take way too long. I encourage you, again, to watch a general video, a tutorial on Go High Level, if you're going to use it. Okay, so now let's go over all the workflows inside of Go High Level that you would essentially need for a accounting business. Of course, there are many more, but these are just general ones I use. Okay, so the first workflow inside of Go High Level works in conjunction with this one, or conjunction, I mean. So you send the information to this one, to this workflow, I mean. And then it differentiates between the pipeline options, as you've seen before. And based on the pipeline options, it will take certain actions. So, for example, not interested, not qualified, they just get removed from every workflow and they won't get contacted again. Incoming call, hot leads, they'll obviously get added to a pipeline. A summary will be added to the notes inside of Go High Level, and they will also get added to a lead nurture workflow. Okay, and in hot leads, if they are hot leads, it will also create a task inside of the CRM, basically saying this is a hot lead, call first name, and do in 1 day, because speed to lead really matters. And that's also like the power of AI, because when someone fills out the Facebook form, it happens like this, the AI call and messages, everything. Okay, if the appointment has been booked, obviously the summary and recording will be given to the CPA, and then also there's an internal notification, basically letting the CPA know, oh, the phone call has been scheduled with Mark and you, the CPA, for appointment start time, basically tomorrow at 1 p.m., for example. Okay, the second workflow we have is appointment reminders and confirmation. I've kept it relatively simple right here. So it will give a confirmation, basically saying, hey, Mark, looking forward to our meeting at appointment start time. Also an email, the same message, and then 10 minutes before the appointment, it will give a reminder, hey, your appointment is in 10 minutes. Obviously, this can vary. So, for example, you can set a reminder for 1 hour, a day before, 1 month before, anything is possible. And it's also possible to do it in a certain time frame. Okay. Now, I'm not going too in-depth in this workflow. It's a pretty big workflow, but essentially what happens in this workflow is, so when, for example, in this case, a Facebook lead fills a form, it'll basically notify, okay, we have a new lead. It'll send an SMS message, email, AI call, and do this for a really, really long time, basically 30 days. So it's lead nurture for a month, and eventually, if they in those 30 days they don't even pick up the phone, nothing happens, they will get added to lead nurture, a long-term lead nurture campaign, basically database reactivation. So when they do pick up or message, it will determine right here if the lead doesn't want to get messaged, or if they are a hot lead and need to get added to a other workflow, basically more rigorous nurture, if they do reply and don't book an appointment. Okay, so if they don't respond with anything after, I think, 2 hours here, the same scenario will happen over and over and over again for 30 days. And I wouldn't call this rigorous, but some of you might see this as extreme. But extreme lead nurture, as I always say, gives extreme results, and that's what you want. So and here you can add it to long-term nurture. Okay, I think that was everything. So now, what's the actual benefit? Like, how much costs does it actually save, and how much time does it actually save, and how much money do you actually get extra with such a system? Okay, so let's break the cost and benefits down. Here I've created a little visual for you guys. So usually the AI price per minute is around 11 cents, and a human price per minute is 30 cents. And that's significantly more, especially if you have a lot of calls. Okay, in this diagram you can see the cost of a employee, or the average cost, and the average cost of having to build with AI. So in this diagram you will see the savings that AI brings, and also to the right I have some benefits. Some benefits are that the AI is cost effective, works 24/7, can handle thousands of calls at once, and also, which I misspelled here, is a really big time saver in all areas of business, because you don't have to hire, train, manage people. It's just a really reliable system that always works. Okay, and here in this diagram you'll have a cost breakdown, basically how much you will save if you use AI. So usually the average salary for an employee that does customer service is around 3,500 per month, and this goes on obviously in this case 12 months, 1 year. And with AI you usually have a setup fee around 5k, more or less depending on what you obviously need. And after that you have a very low maintenance fee, which includes everything. And here you can see in this example the average is around 1,000, which is significantly less than an employee. And if you have, for example, 100 calls per day, you probably need more employees, right? And so you can imagine if you have 100 calls per day, 2 employees, the actual savings can be significantly more. Okay, in this case, here you can see the AI savings, and eventually at the end of the year, if you have 100 calls per day, you could save around 30k, right? And for any business, to build like such a scalable system is crucial. So that was basically a short breakdown of what AI could do for your business, what it actually saves, and what the benefits are. So if you made it to the end, all the templates, prompts will be in the description. That will be the second link down below. If you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions. I know I went through this whole thing pretty quickly, but I just wanted to give you an overview of a really good system for business in general, but in this case specifically targeted towards accounting businesses. So if you want something similar for your business, just scroll down below, use the first link in the description, and yeah.